Got a quick question for you guys.
Yeah?
If you're a guy and you let one guy suck your dick, does that make you gay?
What?
We ain't done yet. It's time for the P1 podcast.
Fun's not over yet.
Completely uncensored and unfiltered, except for that part.
Looking for the after party with it going.
The show's after show starts now.
Now, you may say, weird question, Eddie.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? You guys know who Diplo is?
Yeah.
You know, like the big time DJ
DJ.
guy?
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
him. I don't know what are his song. What's a song by him? I'm sure I've heard one.
Yeah, he has I bet some that like work.
Gotta go to the club, man.
Is it like a
Just gotta go to
EDM
the club.
stuff?
Yeah, but he like collaborates with like
Yeah.
famous artists. I think he did like a song with Lil Nas X.
Does he sing? Or is he
No,
just a DJ?
no, he
He's
just
a DJ.
like Calvin Harris does just like
okay. Yeah.
on the song.
I like DJ Pauly D.
Yeah, same
He
thing.
beats up the beat.
Yeah, he's a big time DJ.
So true.
Pauly D.
So true.
So Diplo apparently made some news.
Yeah,
He
sure
was-
did.
He went on the Emily Ratajkowski podcast.
Oh, really?
This is a good one, guys.
Excuse me?
Oh, you like it?
You heard me right.
Are you a subscriber, Eddie?
Oh, man.
Are you
She's fire.
Are you referring to high low?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
High low.
I think everybody knows.
Why is it called high
I
low?
don't
Everybody
know, I
knows.
don't know, I don't
Everybody
know.
knows.
Okay.
What
all
is-
right.
Isn't that the old Price is Right game?
Okay.
Higher, lower.
No, it's not that, guys. It's not that, guys.
Oh, we're not guessing
okay.
products. Okay.
I'd be into
Diplo
Yes.
was on this podcast, and the subject went to oral sex.
Oh my.
And that's when Diplo made these comments that people are talking about.
Sure, I've got a from a guy before.
You're sure that's happened?
Yeah.
And you just don't remember?
I mean,
You're saying you're not committing to it, but you're saying you're sure it happened.
for sure.
But you don't have a specific memory of it.
Like, I don't know if it's gay unless you like make eye contact while there's a.
That's such a straight guy thing to say.
But it's. I mean, getting is not that gay. I think.
I don't know. You tell me.
But what we're about to talk about?
We were talking about Bill Clinton.
Um.
Because this is a serious podcast, okay?
I had no idea she sounded like that. Never heard her talk.
Deeper voice than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was Diplo. That
Oh.
was, the deep
shit.
voice was Diplo.
Oh, that makes sense.
I'm pissed that was censored because we're on an uncensored podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. We'll take it.
Yeah.
You got the gist of what he's saying.
Yeah,
Yes.
And
absolutely.
I, that's a famous sort of joke you've heard before. People talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who it is. There's a comedian that does that bit, and I don't remember who it is now. But anyway, there's saying basically the same thing. So I don't know if Diplo is being serious or not, but people are saying he's being serious, and that it's not gay if you get oral blowjob from another dude.
Yeah.
Because that's not sex.
Yeah, basically, if there's like no eye contact, if there's no intimacy, if you're not the one giving a blowjob to a guy, he says you're
So
not
it's like
gay.
Sky's blowjob to
If
the
you're
boob.
just receiving.
There's
No eye
definitely no
contact.
contact.
No eye contact.
lip
No
contact
intimacy.
either.
No
Which is
lip
weird.
contact.
So does
How
that
do you give a blowjob?
So does that mean the boo is not heterosexual because I don't make eye contact?
I'll have to talk to
I
him.
don't know. I don't know
know.
what that
I don't know either.
means.
Let me ask about Emily's man Robert, who did prison time.
Okay.
So when he
That
was
he
in
did.
the slammer, how many
Yeah.
did he get that he talks about?
None, Eddie.
Oh, you're cute.
That's not a thing, actually, that every guy that goes to jail hooks up with a dude.
Is that right?
It's just the guys that want to that end up wanting
So
to.
when Robert got his,
Robert has not
Yeah.
ever gotten a blowjob from a guy.
how do you know? Were you in there with him?
I wasn't in there with him, but I'm fascinated by prison and the stories he's told me.
Fascinated,
You're fascinated
by prison.
So did he tell you that there were like guys who would get blowjobs
Oh,
from
yeah.
other guys but not
All the
consider
time.
it gay?
No, I never asked him that part about whether
Yeah,
he
no,
considered
that's-
it gay
that's
or
a
not. I
fact.
don't know that.
Yeah.
When Robert's
drop
prancing
the
around
soap.
in his tighty whities, you're telling me he never felt the urge to get a little,
I
a little
don't.
something?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
How long was he in?
4 years.
Oh yeah, he
wow, I
got a
didn't
few.
know
Wow.
He got a few blowjobs for sure.
I mean, I think that
It's all good.
I don't
He's
think
not
he
gay.
did.
He's not gay.
Yeah.
Just no eye contact, right?
I mean, I don't know.
You're
if-
not sure?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
You're not sure.
Yeah, this is pretty wild that he would think that or say that.
Do you think there's validity to that you can accept a blowjob from anything and it doesn't?
If you have any sort of sexual activity with the same gender, that would be considered homosexual activity, right?
Yes.
Like, okay, I'm not having sex with this person,
Right.
but we're just making out.
Yeah.
Is that gay? If I made out with another dude, that's not a gay act.
See, I feel like
Yeah.
making out is a two-sided
Wait a
project.
So blowjob
Sky.
You're
blowjob.
just
What?
you're just
You don't think
receiving
a
pleasure.
blowjob is more intimate than a
my
kiss?
Cock is
I'm
not involved.
I'm not saying intimate. I'm just saying a one-sided act.
You realize
How
my
is
dick
that
is involved,
possible,
right?
Doc?
And
My
it's
cock.
hard. And it's hard.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm aroused and
But you're
I'm trying to
you're-
finish.
You're not doing anything.
Yes, I
Yeah,
am. I'm aroused.
I'm enjoying
That's doing
what's
something.
happening.
Right, but you would enjoy it whether it was a hand, a mouth, a pocket pussy.
I wouldn't. No,
Here's
I
the deal.
wouldn't, Sky.
Here's
I
the
wouldn't
deal.
enjoy it
You're
if it was a
wrong.
guy. What are
Okay,
you
no,
talking
I'm
about?
I'm not a guy. I'm just asking the question because, like, I know as a woman, I could close my eyes and the pleasure is gonna feel the same.
It's not gonna though.
It's
get
not
in your head that
psychologically
I'm
different?
not into a man pleasuring me. You wouldn't necessarily be into a girl pleasuring you,
Right.
And so that's a little off-putting. And I go,
Yeah.
no, I'm not. I'm not into it. It doesn't float my boat.
It would eke you out if
so
you
I
weren't
don't
into
even
it.
think I would be able to get an erection.
so it
because
just
of
takes the arousal out of it. And
There's
just
nothing
knowing,
pleasurable about
just
that
knowing it's
because
a-
I'm not sexually into that.
Okay.
Just like I wouldn't be if a fucking camel gave me a blowjob.
Yeah.
I'm not into that.
Yeah.
Camel.
And so it would
think
feel
that
weird.
hurts.
It would feel weird.
Yeah.
That's
And I go, no,
random.
thank you.
That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
random animal
Like
to pick.
a mustache rubbing against my balls, I don't know that I like.
Oh.
I don't know that I would like that. That's just me.
Okay, okay.
So I don't know.
Okay.
You could be into it. That's totally fine. But for me personally, who's heterosexual,
Yes.
I don't like it.
And that would be, like you said, it would be homosexual activity.
Right.
But does that make you gay? You know what I
think
mean?
if you enjoy something that is homosexual activity,
Yeah.
then it doesn't make you gay, but you're enjoying a gay act.
Okay, because I'm like thinking, because you guys know I've talked about it. I've hooked up with chicks before.
What?
You have?
Yes. And
Whoa.
It's
in
very-
prison?
I didn't go to
Well, you're
prison.
fascinated
Oh,
with prison.
oh.
I
Yeah,
thought
you're
maybe.
fascinated
And
by prison.
that's right.
It's
Some weird
very
things to say.
enjoyable, but
But you're
I'm not- I
sexually
don't-
aroused by it.
I am sexually aroused by
So
it.
you're sexually aroused by a
So
homosexual
does that
act.
make me? But
Bi?
yes.
I don't
Am I
think-
bisexual? Because I've
think
never
so.
identified as that.
I think so.
No, but,
But
if,
I
you,
don't-
if you
yeah.
enjoy
I
it
do.
And you're open to
and
it.
you're open to
and
it,
if you're
yeah.
not
then
turned
why
off
then
by
why
it,
would you say you're not bi?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think
it's
you're
a great
bi.
point.
Because I
Because-
think
you
you
know what?
identify as being heterosexual because you're in love and with a heterosexual relationship.
That's the way I think I've always thought about it in the back of my mind is that I know I don't believe I'd ever be able to be in love with a woman and
Yeah.
like want to snuggle with a woman
but
and do all that
as far
stuff.
as sexual
Yes.
fantasy goes, you have some bisexual tendencies.
Yes.
Which I think is okay.
Okay.
You know, but as a man, I feel like it's more taboo.
Yeah, 100%.
For a guy to say,
100%.
"Oh yeah, I want a sexual."
Well, no,
fantasy
but
with
Sky
a
said
guy."
if your eyes just close, it feels the same.
Well, it's only
So-
one. It's only one way too. It's only one way.
what are you
asking.
talking
I'm
about,
barely even
dude?
here.
I'm just asking.
Why?
Yeah, I really have nothing to do with this at all.
What the hell are you talking about? So there's a guy I know really well in the radio business, and I'm going to say his name because he's told this story on the air. So I'm
That
not
is
calling
true.
him out.
That is true.
His name's Brother Weeze.
Oh, we love
he
him
is
so
a
much.
radio legend in the town Rochester, New York, which
Yeah.
is the first city that I ever worked in radio. So I got to know him over 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And because this guy is a fucking legend in Rochester.
so
like
great.
he's
He's
been
amazing.
there
Yeah.
for like 50 years.
Yeah.
He's been on the air.
Yeah.
And he's fucking awesome. He's
So
fantastic.
funny.
He's one of the coolest guys ever. He's like a Vietnam vet.
Yeah.
And just a hard ass.
Oh, total
Yeah.
badass.
But the biggest softie in the world.
Yeah,
you know?
Covered in tattoos.
Yes.
Just-
Has his voice. He kind of talks like this.
Yeah, he's like a sweet man, but he doesn't give a fuck,
No.
which is
Yes.
amazing.
I love him.
Yeah.
Brother Weeze, man. And so I've known this guy for 30 plus years, and we see him at radio conferences and stuff like that. And every time I see him, he's just a fucking great guy.
Yeah.
And so he tells this story, and it's like nothing to him.
No.
And it does not matter. And it's pretty wild. He told this story in the air, which I think is wild. But then he went to a radio conference that we go to, and they were handing him like a Lifetime Achievement Award. And he gets up there.
In a ballroom full of hundreds
Hundreds
of
of
people.
people.
This is the
Yeah.
first time Thor ever heard this guy talk.
Yeah, I never heard him before.
Yeah.
And I go, strap in, dude.
I did.
Because you're about to hear a fucking wild ass story.
Oh, my God,
So
I love
Weeze
him.
gets up there. He's accepting a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Big one.
And he goes ahead and goes, yeah, it's just like that one time I told this story on the air. It was fucking crazy. And he tells the story about he came back from the war.
Yeah.
And, life wasn't good for him. He was struggling.
Yep.
People didn't like him because he was a veteran out of the Vietnam War. all these things were happening in his life. He was just sort of,
kind of a little mess.
Yes,
Yeah.
not lucky with ladies.
No.
So he went out one night, and a gay guy offers to give him a blowjob, and he accepted it.
Nice.
And he goes, "I'm not gay.
yeah.
I'm not gay."
You heard Sky.
He goes, "But do I accept a blowjob from a dude? Hell yeah, I did." It's fucking one of the funniest stories I've ever heard in my life.
He doesn't give a fuck
And
while
he
he's
does
telling
not
it.
give a fuck. And
No.
he goes, "But I'm not gay.
And you see everybody in the room just start like looking at each other like, did he just fucking say
My
that?
jaw was dropped."
It was pretty
He
wild.
got a blowjob from another guy at a
Yeah.
bar, but he's not gay.
He said, "I'm not gay.
Yeah.
At all.
Just real quick, just
I
a
love
quick
women.
blowjob.
I love
Yeah.
women,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
who the fuck cares?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Well, okay,
All right.
Okay.
respect."
Okay.
All right,
I can't
work
hate on
conference.
it.
I get
Yeah.
what? I don't know, man. So yeah, I guess you can accept a blowjob and not be gay.
Well, I've heard you don't do anything. You
Yeah,
just
that's
stand
right.
there.
You're. It's
Yeah.
a one-way.
Wait a
act,
minute.
Yes.
Apparently. So there you go. Asked and answered, Diplo.